Hello, and welcome back to Apollo Security Web Training. On this episode, we'll be going through the installations of Apollo Security Access Control and Alarm Monitoring Software, or APACS. Before we go to the installations of APACS, there are some steps that you need to do. First is to buy the most advanced controller in the market from Apollo. And then secondly, you need to download the Apollo APACS software from the website and activate it. And after you did those two important steps, we can go right into the installation.
After downloading the installation file from the website, we can just run the ISO file. You need to be logged in order to download this installation file from the website. We continue by pressing the setup.exe and click on Run. Select the language and proceed. Accept the agreement. And then proceed. This is by default the directory for the installation, and here are the components. You can select which one that applies to your facility. In my case, I will be enabling the API service, and then additional languages if you have any preferred language or other components. So you can either install a new database engine with SQL or upgrade an existing database, but you need to specify it on the table above. I will just go and create a new one. And since this computer is brand new and a blank one, I will be installing the SQL Management Studio as well. So after putting the credential, we click on Next. And then on top of there, since this computer is blank, so I will install the SQL Management Studio and the APACS Watchdog service. And then we'll review. All looks good, and we click on Install. So I will download the Net framework as well, since this is an empty brand new computer. And APACS can run all of these tasks included in the APACS installation. So we will just fast forward here. The download will require quite an amount of time. And then after this, it will install the SQL Management Studio as well. After it uploads or it installs all the APACS components. You choose a directory for the SQL Management Studio. And then you install the SQL server as well. I will just go by the defaults for now. reconfirm the password for the database, for the SQL server, and let it install the SQL server. And then it will also install the SQL Server Management Studio, which I have already fast forwarded from the previous task. And then when the call is done, you can either restart it now or restart it later, which I will just restart later. And then let's see if the installation is successful, and try to run the APACS. But we still need to activate the software. But we can retrieve the information for the activation key after the installation. You can activate it by accessing the Apollo website, which you need to log in first. Go to support and then input the product ID. And then when you are done inputting the product ID or the your activation key, you can click on download. If you wanted to have an express installation, which is free, you can leave the product ID blank. But if you have purchased for a license, for an APACS license, you can input the product ID and the activation key and then download it. Once you have downloaded it, you can go to your APACS installation directory and paste the license file in the directory. And then let's check if the activation is successful. We go to HL remote and then check if the license is successful, which is done, and we can access APACS after that. Okay, so that pretty much the step-by-step installations of APACS. Different system, different computer may have a different approach on the installation. It depends on if you already have SQL Server installed, Net Framework installed. If you have further questions, feel free to contact your Apollo Security sales representative. And I will see you again on the next episode of the Apollo Security web training. Thank you for watching.